Taylor Swift's The Life of a Showgirl scores 11th week at number 1 on Billboard 200. Plus, a record 7 holiday albums decorate the top 10. Taylor Swift The Life of a Showgirl captures an 11th non-consecutive week at number 1 on the Billboard 200 albums chart, dated January 3rd, 2026. It earned 141,000 equivalent album units in the United States in the week ending December 15th, up 35%. According to Luminate, the album got a boost for a second straight week, partially attributed to 3 new color vinyl variants, exclusively sold via Swift's webstore. The 3 editions became available to pre-order on November 24th for 24 hours, or while supplies lasted, and were scheduled to begin shipping to customers on or about December 19th. Such mail order sales only count for the chart when they ship to customers. With The Life of a Showgirl reaching an 11th week at number 1, it matches the 11-week reigns of Swift's 1989, 201415, and Fearless, 2008 to 2009. Only the Tortured Poets Department, with 17 weeks at number 1 in 2024, has more weeks atop the list among Swift's 15 number 1 albums, the most leaders among soloists. Also in the top 10 of the Billboard 200, likely sparked by the chart's tracking week ending on Christmas Day, for the first time since 2014, are a record 7 holiday albums in the region. The highest-ranked holiday title is Bing Crosby's Ultimate Christmas, reaching a new peak at number 2. Previously, the most holiday titles to populate the top 10 was 6, which happened multiple times, most recently just last week on the December 27 dated chart. The first time there were 6 holiday albums in the top 10 was on the January 5th, 1959 chart, when holiday sets by Mitch Miller, Bing Crosby, Johnny Mathis, Tennessee Ernie Ford, Mantovani, and Perry Como dotted the region. The Billboard 200 chart ranks the most popular albums of the week in the U.S. based on multimetric consumption, as measured in equivalent album units, compiled by Luminate. Units comprise album sales, track equivalent albums, TA, and streaming equivalent albums, SEA. Each unit equals 1 album sale, or 10 individual tracks sold from an album, or 3,750 ad-supported, or 1,250 paid/subscription on-demand official audio and video streams generated by songs from an album. The new January 3rd, 2026 dated chart will be posted in full on Billboard website on December 30th. For all chart news, follow at Billboard and at Billboard Charts on both X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. Of The Life of a Showgirl's 141,000 equivalent album units earned in the latest tracking week, album sales comprise 97,000, up 76%. It holds at number 1 on top album sales. SEA units comprise 43,000, down 11%, equaling 56.23 million on-demand official streams of the set's tracks. It falls 6 to 16 on top streaming albums, and TIA units comprise 1,000, up less than 1%. A record 7 holiday albums populate the top 10 of the Billboard 200, with a parade of festive titles led by Bing Crosby's Ultimate Christmas rising 4 spots to a new peak at number 2, with 110,000 equivalent album units earned, up 68%. Nearly all of that sum, 106,000, comprises SEA units, which equals 140.71 million on-demand official streams of the set songs. That marks the late Crosby's best streaming week ever for an album, and the biggest streaming week ever for any holiday album. Ultimate Christmas beats its own record, as it previously had the biggest streaming week ever for both a Crosby album and any holiday title, with 125.77 million on the January 4th, 2025 dated chart. The same week, it had reached its previous high of number 3 on the Billboard 200. Ultimate Christmas also hits number 1 on the top streaming albums chart for the first time, rising 2 to 1. Ultimate Christmas contains such classic holiday 100 charting tunes from Crosby as White Christmas, featuring the Ken Darby Singers and John Scott Trotter and his orchestra. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Do You Hear What I Hear? And Mele Kalikimaka with the Andrews Sisters. Michael Bublé's former number 1 Christmas climbs 5 to 3 on the latest Billboard 200, 104,000 equivalent album units, up 51%. Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song rises 5 to 4, 93,000, up 7%. And the Various Artists Project, A Christmas Gift for You, from Phil Spector hits a new best as it jumps 9 to 5, 81,000, up 70%. The latter surpasses its number 7 peak achieved on the January 6, 2024 chart. The second of 3 non-holiday titles in the top 10 is Morgan Wallen's chart-topping I'm the Problem, which drops 2 to 6, 75,000 equivalent album units earned, up 3%. Vince Guaraldi Trio's soundtrack to A Charlie Brown Christmas is up a spot to number 7, 74,000 equivalent album units, up 49%. Mariah Carey's Merry Christmas jingles 10 to 8, 72,000, up 58%. And Frank Sinatra's Ultimate Christmas hits a new high as it rises 12 to 9, 65,000, up 65%. The latter most beats its previous high, as it hit number 10 on the January 4 dated chart. Rounding out the top 10 is a former number 1 soundtrack to K-pop Demon Hunters, which falls 4 to 10 with 62,000 equivalent album units earned, down 13%. Luminate, the independent data provider to the Billboard charts, completes a thorough review of all data submissions used in compiling the weekly chart rankings. Luminate reviews and authenticates data. In partnership with Billboard, data deemed suspicious or unverifiable is removed using established criteria before final chart calculations are made and published.